Well, George's father died that night, Clarence, and George didn't go to Europe. But that fall, just as he was ready to leave for college, the directors of the building and loan had a meeting.
We'll go on there for sure! We'll run us straight to the ground. What are we gonna do about Mr. Bailey?
A meeting? They had to appoint a successor to Mr. Bailey.
Potter will sell us on the first chance he gets.
Enough discussion, gentlemen. All those opposed approving the loans, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
No!
Mr. Potter's dissent is noted, but the loan still carries. The loans are approved. Thank you, George. That's all we need you for. Good luck at college.
Yeah, thank you. Is Ernie's taxi out there, Uncle Billy?
Yes, a taxi's waiting to take George to college. Ernie's downstairs, George. Hurry up.
I'd like the board to know that George here decided to stick around for the past couple months in order to see the last loans being approved. Good luck, George, at college.
Thank you.
Good job, George.
Thank you. So long, gentlemen.
Now, proceeding with our agenda, we come to the real purpose of this meeting.
No, Miss Chairman. Miss Chairman.
Mr. Potter.
I've waited long enough. I want to get my real purpose, the dissolution of this institution.
You can't talk like that. You're on the board.
Order.
I said I've waited long enough. Now this institution isn't needed in this town. It competes with the bank and is a general nuisance to the sound business practices. Therefore,
That is your opinion, Mr. Potter.
it is not opinion, it is fact. Now that Peter Bailey is dead, I move that we dissolve this building and loan and turn its assets and liabilities over to a receiver.
Crazy.
Now, wait a minute, Potter.
No, you wait a minute. Peter Bailey was not a businessman. He was a man of high ideals, so-called. But high ideals without common sense can ruin this town.
Ruin?
Of course, it isn't fair to the little people to encourage them to live beyond their means, like this Ernie Bishop, the taxi driver. I happen to know he was turned down for a loan by the bank, but here...
Just wait a minute, Mr. Potter. I handled Ernie Bishop's loan. You've got the papers in front of you. His income, insurance, his collateral, and I can personally vouch for his character.
A friend of yours, George? You see, gentlemen, if you shoot pool with an employee here, you can borrow money. And what's that getting us? A discontented, lazy rabble instead of a thrifty working class. All because starry-eyed dreamers like Peter Bailey stirred them up and put impossible ideas in their heads. Now, who will second my motion to dissolve?
Sir Juan, you
Now,
can't
hold on, Mr. Potter.
Oh, I meant no disrespect, George, but your father...
Now, wait a minute. Why my father ever started this penny ante building and loan, I'll never know. But just remember this. That rabble you're talking about, well, they do most of the working and paying and living and dying in this community.
And?
Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms with a bath? Anyway, my father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. In my book, Mr. Potter, my father died a richer man than you'll ever be.
I'm not interested in your book, George. I'm talking about the building and loan.
No, you're talking about something you can't get your greedy hands on, and it's galling you. That's what you're talking about. Well, I've said too much. I have to leave.
That's okay, George. Come on.
That's quite enough, actually.
I apologize, gentlemen. You're the board. You can do what you want. But let me just say, this town needs this measly one-horse institution, if only to have some place where people can borrow a few dollars without crawling to Mr. Potter. Come on, Uncle Billy. Let's get out of here.
I refuse to let this building go to George.
So, George, what happened?
All Tilly and I heard was a lot of yelling.
You won't believe it, Eustace. Boy, oh boy, you should have heard George.
Oh, yeah? Right now, they're voting us out of business.
Well, after 25 years, easy come, easy go. But, of course, I don't know what's going to happen to us now.
And your mother, George, poor thing.
And no job for Harry.
But I don't care, George, because it was worth it. It was worth it to see you shut Potter's big mouth.
Yeah, who cares? I can find another job. I'm only 51.
56.
Will you get out of here, George? You already missed your boat trip to Europe. You want to miss college, too? Ernie's waiting downstairs.
George, they just voted Potter down.
Whoopee! We're still in business!
What a relief, Tilly.
But there's one condition, George. They've appointed you to take your father's place.
Appoint me? No, Uncle Billy's your man.
Sure, you can keep him on. You can hire anyone you like.
No, wait, Dr. Campbell, get this straight. Don't you people realize I've got plans? I'm leaving for college right now.
George, you have to take it. They'll vote with Potter otherwise. They said so.
Wait, do you mean that without George here, Potter would be able to persuade them to dissolve the whole bank and put me?
George, you
I
can't
can't
stay.
stay.
I'm leaving.
There's no other choice.